Bud Billiken Parade kicked off early on Saturday morning for its 95th year. The parade began at Martin Luther King Drive and 39th Street in Bronzeville. Jason Weaver, an actor who plays Shad on Showtime's The Chi, served as the parade's grand marshal. He led the parade to Washington Park for the back-to-school festival. The parade is known as the largest African-American parade in the United States, and it features hundreds of participants as well as hundreds of thousands of attendees. During this year's parade, a truck featured a mobile screen showing archival footage of the event in the 40s and 50s. The parade doubles as a fundraiser for the Chicago Defender Charities, which has awarded more than $75,000 to students this year. Mayor Brandon Johnson, the Cook County State Attorney Kim Foxx, Governor J.B. Pritzker, and former Illinois Secretary of State Jesse White all attended this year's parade. A jury convicted a man for his role in the death of PnB Rock. 42-year-old Freddie Trone was charged with sending his armed 17-year-old son into a Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles to rob the rapper. The robbery gone wrong resulted in the fatal shooting of the rapper, real name Rakeem Allen. Trone served as the getaway driver for his son, and he was found guilty of felony murder, 2 counts of robbery, and 1 count of conspiracy. Tremont Jones was Trone's co-defendant and was also found guilty of 2 counts of robbery and 1 count of conspiracy. Jones allegedly told Trone about Allen entering the restaurant with his fiancée. A 6-minute surveillance video was the main focus of the trial. Trone's defense lawyer, Winston McKesson, wanted the jury to question the prosecution's version of events. The surveillance footage saw Trone's son entering and exiting the restaurant before heading to the Buick Enclave that brought him to the restaurant. Trone's son attempted to get into the car via the back seat before he circled around to the back seat door on the driver's side. The jury ultimately rejected the argument. The defense also argued that Trone was at the restaurant a few minutes before the shooting to promote his business and to buy marijuana. They also argued that Trone's son took the car keys and arrived to the restaurant without Trone's knowledge. Deputy District Attorney Timothy Richardson notes that 6 minutes wasn't enough to account for Trone's version of events. The surveillance footage showed where the car went, and the round trip to Trone's business would not have been possible. Trone's son was charged with murder and currently resides in a juvenile center. A judge determined that he was not competent to be put on trial. The Los Angeles District Attorney's Office said that he will undergo quote-unquote mental competency proceedings on August 28. Trone's wife Chantel pled no contest to accessory, and her sentencing is scheduled for January 2025. Trone and Jones' sentencing is scheduled for August 27th. Deadline exclusively reports that a new drama series from Passett Fans Productions is in development for NBC and Universal TV. Angela Passett and Courtney B. Vance will executive produce the series alongside Passett Fans Productions president Lynette Ramirez and writer Pilar Golden. The series will follow Alex Keats, a 4th-generation police officer who walked away from the force and her family. She ended up returning to Philadelphia to bury her mother. Keats' mother allegedly died of suicide, but she begins to unravel the truth surrounding her mother's death. The more she uncovers the truth, the closer she gets to joining the family back on the force. Passett Fans Productions recently produced the Showtime film Heist 88, which is written by Dwayne Johnson Cochran, who was a partner of the production company. Rapper Nelly was arrested on Wednesday after leaving a casino early in the morning. The rapper was leaving the Hollywood Casino in Maryland Heights near St. Louis around 4:45 a.m. He was stopped for ID verification by the Missouri Gaming Commission. The musician was arrested for a previous warrant, which stemmed from his failure to obtain car insurance. Missouri State Highway officers searched Nelly's car and found ecstasy pills, which led to the officers charging Nelly for drug possession. Nelly was transported to the Maryland Heights Police Department and was later released. Kalani's ex Siobhan Young-White calls her team to issue an apology and retraction for the story about his filing for full custody of his daughter. In that article, the publication claimed that Young-White allegedly believed that the after-hours singer was part of a sex cult. Entertainment Weekly also obtained these court documents, which partially read, quote, "The main reason that I am filing this petition is that Kalani has been involved in this cult for the past few years, and it appears that this cult controls her actions and her behavior, including including when it comes to the upbringing of her daughter, end quote. Kalani spoke out about the filing via a statement saying, quote, "What has been published over the past 24 hours is incredibly hurtful, inaccurate, inappropriate, and simply untrue," end quote. Within the same hour of Kalani's post, Young White took to Instagram to clear things up. He said, quote, "I never said I think Centuria is a sex cult. Nor did I say that my daughter is in a sex cult," end quote. He notes that he was not aware of any court order mediation. He calls for the publication to explain how they came up with this narrative. He later wrote, quote, "There will be an amended filing soon which will illustrate the full range of my concern. I do not need to paint an unfair image of my co-parent for my justifiable feelings to be respected by the court of law," end quote. Kalani later reposted a statement to their Instagram story. Adele confirms her engagement to Rich Paul after 3 years of dating. The Hello singer announced the news during her concert in Germany on Thursday. A fan jokingly asked her hand in marriage via a handmade sign. Adele said, quote, "I can't marry you because I'm already getting married, so I can't," end quote. She proceeded to hold up her left hand to signal an engagement. At that moment, she wasn't wearing a ring on her finger. The last month, she was wearing a pear-shaped ring on that finger while visiting England. The 8-carat ring was estimated to be worth over $875,000. Rapper Travis Scott found himself in cuffs in Paris early Friday morning. He was arrested following an incident with a security guard outside of the George V Hotel. According to a Paris public prosecutor, police were called to the hotel after the rapper was violent to the guard. Melissa Nathan, a representative for Scott, confirmed the arrest. She said, quote, "We are in direct communication with the local Parisian authorities to swiftly resolve the matter and will provide updates when appropriate," end quote. The Astroworld rapper was later released from jail with no charges. A source indicated to Deadline that there is no plan for the rapper to be charged in the future, and there were no injuries to anyone involved. According to the France Info Radio Network, sources close to the incident said the rapper was drunk and refused to cooperate with taking a breathalyzer test. The arrest comes less than 2 months after Scott was arrested in Miami for disorderly intoxication and trespassing. The Miami arrest came after the rapper got into a dispute with a boat crew on a chartered yacht. He was later released on bond after he paid a total of $600, $500 for the disorderly intoxication charge and $100 for the trespassing charge. Taylor Swift's 3 Eras tour stops in Vienna were cancelled due to an alleged terrorist plot. 2 men were arrested in connection to the plot, which was planned for the area that Swift's concert would have taken place. Austrian concert promoter Barracuda Music shared the news on social media. The post read, quote, "With confirmation from government officials of a planned terrorist attack at Ernst Happel Stadium, we have no choice but to cancel the 3 scheduled shows for everyone's safety," end quote. Organizers said that all tickets will be refunded. The Associated Press reports that authorities announced the arrest of 2 suspected extremists, one of which was a 19-year-old who pledged allegiance to the Islamic State group during his arrest. The other suspect was arrested in the Austrian capital.